Hey, everyone, and welcome to the Sales Unscripted podcast. I am one of your hosts, Margaret Henney.
And I'm Brian Neal. You can't see us. We're doing popcorn. Margaret did a popcorn. She got on her toes to introduce herself. So I did it too.
I don't know why I did that. And now I'm all self-conscious.
Why? I did.
Because
we have tape. We have tape. If
Okay.
Nick wants to put the tape in, he can, so you can listen to what I said.
This is a good reason to watch us on video.
So Nick, if you want to put the thing in, go ahead. If you don't, here's what happened.
Okay, positive.
Your eyes okay? Your eyes look.
Are my
You have a lazy eye?
No, I don't have a lazy eye. Does it look like that because
A little
these
bit. I think
glasses?
they're reflecting. Yeah, you don't normally. Like, this is weird.
No,
Fishing
I'm
line
not
is
gonna
going.
put these
Well, no,
back
they look
on.
awesome. No. I think it's the angle is what I'm saying. I'm trying to save myself. Oh, it's the angle, Margaret. Your eyes look perfect. Oh my God, it looks so good with your new haircut and everything.
Dude, it does kind of look like I have a
You
lazy
do.
eye.
My wife does.
Which one? This
Stephanie.
one
No, my
looks
wife. Which one? Nick, you got to keep
No,
this.
it's this one. Okay,
Margaret's got glasses on.
I do. I'm wearing glasses.
Yes.
They're
very fashionable. Very.
Thank
and I
you.
said your hair looks really sassy.
You
Looks
did.
really great.
You gave
look
me lots
together.
of compliments.
Yes.
So sweet.
And then I
he
said,
goes, "Do you have a lazy eye?" And I was like, I hope not.
No.
But to be fair,
Well-
it does look like it in these glasses.
Oh.
And that's bad news. But
It's
whatever.
It's physics.
I'm still wearing them.
It's I think it's called refraction. Maybe when you look into a pool. So if you're I'm trying to save
You
myself.
are really, thank you.
Or
That's-
like you're
being
fishing
very
and you can
sweet.
see the line, and when the line, it looks like it goes down and then kind of, it's not like straight down. It kind of stops and goes.
Well,
You don't have a lazy eye. You really
you.
don't. That's why I asked, because I'm like,
Check
I've never
out our
noticed
videos,
this.
and you guys tell me, does Margaret
My
have
wife,
a lazy
I
eye?
love my wife so much. I've got a picture. I'll show you. After, she'll be so pissed.
She has a lazy eye.
Well, she did when she had to have surgery. When she was
Oh,
a baby, yeah,
no.
she had to have, and it's so cute. I mean,
This
she's
poor
a
pumpkin.
huge glow up, smoking hot wife.
I was gonna say, I was like,
but
you're really
yeah, when she
playing
was a
above the
baby,
rim
it's
there,
like,
bud.
oh my gosh, thanks.
It's
By the way,
Valentine's Day. We can say
it
this.
is, and we're gonna say this, but I will.
Yes.
It's not as bad coming from a woman. I don't like when people call me bud. It sounds
Oh.
very, very patronizing
Okay,
to me.
you
And some
know
of my
what?
friends call me, not very many, but it's like they're
No, it's
endearing.
true.
I have two friends.
Yeah.
That's their endearing term, bud, and
Yeah.
it sounds so like I'm patting you on the head, like, okay, bud. Now
Okay.
it's different from a guy.
No, but to be fair,
Yes.
normally
You
when
never
I
call me
say
bud.
bud, it's not a compliment. But,
Yeah, right,
But you'll know, I'm
exactly.
like, okay, bud.
Yeah, okay, buddy.
Thanks, pal. Bud or pal is
That's funny.
essentially a cuss word in Midwestern speak.
It kind of is, yeah.
Like,
it's very
you're
demeaning.
giving
isn't
somebody
it?
the
All right, bud.
finger.
Yeah, yeah. I was parking. So I'm an old man now, 55. I park backwards. Does Derek do this?
No, he doesn't.
He
well,
will. He will.
He doesn't
He will.
drive that much. He rides his bike a lot.
Does he back his bike up into the little bike holder thing?
No.
We have so much to talk about. Margaret and I haven't seen each other for a while. So I was backing in last night, and my wife got a new car. It was very nice.
Oh, nice.
Awesome new car. And I'm driving it. She's gone on a trip, and so I'm backing in. And it's new car, and it's my first time backing it in. Not first, but second or third. So I'm
Yeah.
taking my time.
Sure, I would too.
And the guy's waiting. You know how you have a parking lot, restaurant?
oh.
Guy's waiting on me. I'm
Yeah.
like, waiting. I'm like, thanks, dude.
Thanks, bud.
He shakes his head at me. I'm like, you, dude. Like, give me a break,
Why?
man. Like,
Wait,
sorry.
why did he do that?
Because I was taking too long. I don't know. Because I was taking my
Look,
time.
Hold your
What are we doing?
horses, pal.
What are we do, pal? See, there it is. There it is.
Perfect example.
There it is. I love it. Okay, can we
But-
get to? Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, for our topic.
Well, hang. Can I,
you play
Here,
your
this is my
intro
thing. Ready?
music.
So this is one of my favorite songs. See if you know the song. I'm gonna play it into the thing. Ready?
I hope so.
Here we go.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm waiting.
Go. Sorry. Do you know it?
No, but I'm vibing. It's so loud.
I know.
Is
You don't
this Barry
know this?
Manilow?
Okay, the generational gap between us is showing itself.
I feel like Barry Manilow's a good guess. Come on, you don't
no,
like that guess?
Burt Bacharach wrote it,
Oh,
I think.
that. Okay, listen, they're in the same category.
Well, no, this is the theme to a very famous television show from the 70s called The Love Boat.
Love Boat. Okay.
I mean, it is fantastic. So all the
I am
millennials,
vibing
Gen
right
Zs
now.
are lost. All the Gen Xers are like, oh my God, I love The Love Boat, Vicky. The Love Boat. Isn't it great? Do-do-do. Okay.
It sounds
We'll
like
say
the start of it. Sounds like the start of
Careful.
a TV show. But I was gonna careful. It sounds like the start of like a game show.
It does. It's
With,
well,
like,
it's
the
70s. That's
band
what
that's like,
that's what we did back then. That was great. But oh my gosh, you'd ask any kid my age, so in their 50s, if they were kids in the 77, 78, 79, 80, 81 range.
Yeah.
This Saturday night lineup was The Muppet Show,
I loved the Muppets.
The Love Boat, and Fantasy Island.
Okay,
And Fantasy Island was a little risque back then. And so if your parents like went on a date or something, you had a babysitter, you try to talk the babysitter into letting you stay up and watch Fantasy Island.
Oh, well, I mean, Fantasy Island does sound a little
You've never
risque.
seen either of these shows, have you?
No, I
oh
haven't.
my God, they're so 70s. When you watch them now, like, I can't believe I love this. But it was very dreamy. The Love Boat was dreamy. There was always like, there were 3 or 4 little couples or things happened or whatever. There was a girl named Vicky, who was like the cruise director's niece or something like that.
Okay.
All the boys my age were like, had a crush on her.
Vicky was hot. Okay.
Yeah,
I read
was her
you.
name Vicky in the show? I think it was Vicky.
Okay.
Anyway, maybe that's her real name, Vicky Leland or something. I don't know. Got to fact check myself. And then Fantasy Island. That's Ricardo Montalban.
Oh, I know the
Yep.
name.
And then there was a little person named Tattoo, who was his helper.
I don't know
A
that
little
name.
person. Yeah. Well, that was not his name. His name is.
I know.
What is
I don't
his
know
name?
The character.
It's Hispanic. What is his name? I don't remember. Anyway.
I
That was
love
what we
it.
did Saturday nights. Muppet Show, not movie, Muppet Show. Dun, 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 dun. Did you ever see the Muppet Show?
Oh,
Dun, dun,
totally.
dun, dun,
Totally,
dun,
totally.
dun, 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 dun. You know the 2 old guys that sit up there and like bitch
Oh, yeah.
at the. I had my
What were their
faves.
names? They were so funny.
Oh, we're dying on the names today. We'll have to look that up too.
Clearly, we are getting old.
The
We're
names
both like
of the old
people.
guys.
Someone is
yeah.
shouting into their
They're so
phone
good. I
right
know.
now.
They're
like,
done.
it's such and such and such
Yeah.
and such. They remind me, real hot second, who were the old guys that were in Trading Places?
Oh, that's
Do
oh
you know
my
what I'm
God,
talking
you're killing
about?
me. Now I'm gonna lose. Now my friends are gonna like kill me. Mortimer, Duke and Mortimer, Duke.
Yes.
Yeah.
God,
Duke
what a
and
great-
Mortimer.
Okay, we
Great
gotta
show.
get
We
to
gotta
the
get to the
topic.
topic.
We gotta
Okay.
get to the
I
topic.
played Love Boat because
Yes. It is Valentine's Day.
it is Valentine's Day. We're recording this, and
we have a little bit of a theme for you.
we do 2 shows back to back regarding
Love
and around
themes.
love themes, and
Yes.
we're both appropriately dressed for Valentine's Day in all black.
Complete black.
Complete black. I've got yellow to be on brand. My Prince hat, which is sort of love, but it's a yellow symbol of
Totally.
Prince.
I like
Not
it.
even anything remotely close to red.
No.
You asked me. We will get to our topic. I promise. My beautiful wife's out of town with her son.
Yeah.
We're very lovey-dovey. So Valentine's Day is just another reminder.
Just
But you know what I did? I made a playlist for her.
Oh, that's
several
cute.
years ago
Yeah.
called Valentine's Day playlist, V-Day for stuff. And I updated it this morning. So like 7 years ago. So I added like the double the songs this
I
morning.
love
They're
that.
great. It's fun.
See,
Thoughtful,
that's
huh?
cute. I love it.
What did you do? Are you doing? You know?
We have this thing where we just do not go out for Valentine's
that's nice.
Day,
Yeah.
mostly because it's like it's weird.
It's
Vibes
It's
are
weird.
off.
It's weird. It's all couples, and no one's talking to each other.
And no one is
No one's talking to each other.
And I said this to someone today. I'm like, I hate it because it feels forced, and our love is easy,
Yeah.
and I don't
Oh, that's
want it to
nice.
feel forced.
What's
it
the name
feels
of a song?
gross.
Our love is easy.
And loving is easy.
We
That's a
should. We
different
should write a
song,
song. No, but our love is easy. Okay, so we're doing love topics around sales.
Exactly.
The first one
but
is
love languages.
love languages.
of
So if you haven't read the
sales.
book, 5 love languages,
Exactly. Which are
what's yours?
my love language is
There's 5.
acts of service.
Is it really? I don't know.
Yes.
We talked about this.
Oh wait, no, that's not true. I have 2. I'm sorry. That's not true. I have 2. My top one is quality time.
Quality time.
Quality
yeah.
time, and then acts of
Acts
service.
of service. Interesting.
Yes, and then okay, the other ones are physical
Physical touch.
eh,
Gifts.
gifts, super no.
Yep.
Don't care about gifts, and then
And
words of
words of
affirmation.
affirmation.
I'd
Yep.
say words of affirmation
Yeah.
is maybe 3.
That's so
then
funny.
physical touch, and then gifts. Gifts, I am so like they.
So interesting.
don't care
Isn't
about
it
them
funny?
at
I know it's
all.
wild, isn't it?
I know, but then
Yeah.
other people do. That is
What do
how
you
they.
think mine are?
Yours are. I feel like your first one is physical touch.
Physical touch. And then what's second?
knew it.
Physical touch. And third, physical touch. I could get my head rubbed for days and days
so
and
funny.
days and days and never
my
get tired of it. Isn't it
God,
funny?
that is hilarious.
Yeah.
I tried to ask my brother too. I'm like, hey, what's your? Because like we are
Yeah.
like, what's everyone's love language? And he
Yeah.
was like, mine's all 5. I'm like, you can't have all
Oh,
5.
yeah, you can't. No, you don't.
And he was like,
and you
no,
don't.
those are.
No,
I'm like,
come
dude,
on.
get out
What's
of
his
here.
name?
Matt.
Come on, bud.
I know, but Exactly.
Does he listen?
All right, pal.
Pal?
No, he doesn't listen.
No.
We can say anything we want. He doesn't listen.
So love languages for sales. So we're going to kind
Yes.
of hybrid. What is your love language? And the other thing I'd like to talk about, because we're unscripted, is how do we know our customers' love language?
And what can you do to speak their love language?
Let's do it. I like
is
it.
kind of where like I was going. So, and by the way, if you guys aren't familiar with love language, it's a great book, but the concept is that there are different ways that we both show and receive love.
Yes.
And the way that you receive love, so like I said, I'm quality time. That's the thing that I love to do with my husband, and he's the same. Thank God.
Oh, that's really
quality
good. That's
time.
great. That's
I know.
really good. I could
and
see that. I could see both
gifts
of you
is
being.
last for both of us too.
Oh,
so
that's
like
awesome.
we're
No
in a really
pressure.
good spot.
Oh my God,
I know,
that's beautiful.
I know. So, but the idea is that a lot of times the people that you love and that are in your life, they receive love differently
Yes.
than how you receive love.
Yes.
So you kind of have to change up. Okay,
Yes.
they're really into gifts or acts of service
Yep.
or whatever. So you have to make sure that you are speaking their love language.
Yes, and knowing it. And what we tend to do, and this will get into the sales topic, is we tend to show love the way that we like to receive love.
Which makes sense.
And like if you're like low gifts and I'm
Yes.
really high gifts and we're in a relationship, I'm giving you gifts, you're my customer and I'm sending stuff to you, you're my customer, which I could easily do. I could send you gifts. You're kind of like, dude, cut
Back
over
off.
like no thanks. You may never say that, but it's doing nothing. I'm sitting over here thinking I'm just winning the day. Every day I'm sending my customer Margaret a gift and it's awesome. And it's not. It isn't
no,
at all.
Nope. Yep. Totally,
At all. It would be
totally.
much better if I was in Indy. I'm like, hey, Margaret, what's up? I'm in Indy. I know we always talk on Zoom. I'd love to go out and just
Let's
grab
go
a
out for
coffee. Let's
coffee.
just talk like no biz stuff. If you're cool with that,
Totally.
I'd have you, wouldn't I? You're like, oh,
my gosh,
God,
I'd be like,
yes.
that is so
What a great sales.
thoughtful.
See?
Yes,
See?
I would
It's a thing.
love it. I would love it. I would love it. So
And we don't have to stay within even the 5 love languages themselves. We can even think of a couple like
Totally.
sales love languages.
Exactly.
All right.
So think about yours.
Yep.
Which, and I feel like probably
Mine in sales.
Yeah,
As a
yours in sales.
here's one of mine.
Okay.
Brevity. Brevity is one of my sales and business love languages.
Yes.
And
I know another one of
What will
yours.
happen? People will, in the spirit of trying to be either clever, one, which I'm not a fan of, or trying to be thorough, they will send an email or a voice message that I'm done in the first sentence.
Exactly.
We have to deal with on the financial side of the world with our 401k and stuff because we own the business and you got to do all this stuff. And our client success person, who's there, she's a client that says, sends us always these single-spaced 19-paragraph emails, and she thinks she's doing us a favor.
Totally.
And when I call back, I'm like, hey, there's a lot. She goes, all the instructions are there. It tells you exactly what to do. All you have to do is do it. I'm like, no. Don't summarize it for me. Get a video. Offer to do it for me.
Totally.
So brevity, and I'll add efficiency to that too, is one of my massive love languages.
Was
that it?
That I was
That's
going to
good.
say,
That
I'm
is.
like, I know that efficiency is one of your love languages
It
as
is.
well. Mine is something a little bit similar, but
Yeah.
I will say, this sounds weird. I don't know the right word for it, but I kind of want to say like productivity or usefulness.
Oh, that's good. No, that's great.
I got
like
on a
it.
call
Yeah.
with someone the other day, and I'm not going to say who it is because I'm not going to say nice things. Perfectly nice human, but we got on this call, so it's like, hey, I'm kind of like your new contact over here, and I was
Yeah.
like, and there was no agenda and
God.
no purpose. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to tear my hair out. And I just felt like it was not a great use of anyone's time.
Yeah.
And it was everything I could do not to be like, so what are we talking about here
Yeah,
today?
yeah.
And it was more of like, from their perspective, it was like, oh, I wanted to introduce myself. And we were just shooting the breeze.
Right.
And I was like, I ain't got time.
I gotta get some shit done.
I'm cool to shoot the breeze for like a little bit
Yeah.
and then get to it. And then I'm like, amazing. I also
Yes.
love a wrap up at the end of the call that says, okay, we decided I'm going to do this, and you're going to do this and this. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yep, that's right. Love it. Productivity.
See?
That makes me happy.
If you're selling to Margaret, listen. If you're selling to B. Neal, listen. This, I'm telling you, this matters. This matters, doesn't it? And I know it's
100%.
hard to kind of discern someone's love language here.
Right.
But we've got a tool that we use to kind of help that. Called
Yes.
Crystal Knows. We use Crystal Knows. You use
Yes,
Crystal Knows?
I have used it in the past. I'm not using it right now since I'm not actively in
Yeah,
sales.
right.
If I was, I loved it and it was amazing.
Can I give you a hint?
Yeah, what?
Use it for everything.
I
Use it
know.
internally.
I should.
Don't just use it for sales.
You're exactly
Anyone
right.
use it for people selling you.
Yeah.
Or your internal team. I'm telling you, it's really
Or for
great.
interviewing.
Interviewing, you think? Oh, there it is. Mic drop. Now we're done. Happy Valentine's Day. Margaret said bye-bye.
I want to leave right now
clap.
and go look
You
up
can go
people.
leave. Yeah, just make sure you wrap it up. So we agree with two things. You're going to use Crystal Knows for hiring, and you're going to use Crystal Knows for your internal meetings.
Okay, see you later.
So so I think there's a broad lesson here, which is don't. Did we ever talk about this? I think the golden rule's not good. I don't think you should treat others the way you want to be treated. I think you should treat others the way they want to be treated.
Man,
that's the golden rule, isn't it?
True.
The golden rule's wrong.
Yeah.
We've said it so long.
So
this is
so
what gets us in
true.
trouble, right?
Yep.
And so we've got to start to discern these things broadly to say, okay, how can I pick up cues from this person? Crystal Knows will help you do that. You'll also get cues in a conversation.
Yep.
You'll get body language cues if you can see people on Zoom. You'll get cues in email. Because some people will do, like Steph's very positive when she writes emails. It's like, hey, Brian, I hope you're having a great day. It's so great to talk to you! Exclamation.
Is she words of affirmation?
She is, yes, words of affirmation and quality time. Those two things.
Okay.
Yeah. And so if she's emailing someone like me, it's too wordy. She needs to shrink it down. I don't need all the hubbub. Just get to the point sort of thing. You know what I mean? Like a texting email.
Totally.
You just text like you'd text it to somebody.
Yeah.
And then likewise, I got to be, if I'm too short, if I'm emailing her, I've got to be a little lighter, looser. So I'm
she
not
might
like,
be like, what
an asshole.
he's
Yeah,
got a
God
bug up
damn, he's
his
right.
butt
Totally.
today.
A butt up his butt. There it is. Ta-da. Let's ready? We need to unpack that. Okay. Stop it. You started it. You started it.
All right.
That
all
was
right.
funny. That was too easy. That was too easy. So, sorry, are you blushing? Did I make you blush? You blushed.
That's why I was like,
Yay.
I'm on video, and now
started
I'm
it.
like covering my face.
So that's a broad concept specifically. So if you're listening to this, you need to start to figure out what is my business sales love language.
Yep.
What are some of my customers, and how do I adapt to those things?
Yeah.
So what would be some other either customer love languages or things that you've seen? So I said one earlier that's not mine. Detail and thoroughness is a love language of some people. If you're selling to an engineer, if you're selling to an accountant, to a strategy person, they do want the detail.
That's so true.
I need to adjust my style a bit to give them some thorough information versus the guy's broad stroke.
And they're very like data driven type stuff, whereas other people are more like, tell me how I'm gonna feel, tell me how, like paint the picture for how this is gonna be different. So people, depending upon like their role, that's not always true, but you can usually, the people who are engineers, the coders, the whatever, they're typically gonna be a different personality than the folks who are in sales,
100%.
marketing, customer service, that sort of thing.
That's really, really good.
Yeah. I did some prep work. I know we normally don't.
That's
because
okay.
We're unscripted,
You're not in trouble.
But
that's part of being
You're not in
unscripted is that
trouble.
you did something we don't normally do.
Well, see, there you go. And I also didn't tell you about it.
It's not
so
on the script to prepare.
all new to you.
So this is totally unscripted. I know. I love it.
I love it. Because I wrote down, oh my gosh, did I
Let's do
write
it.
it down? Yes, I wrote it down.
Oh, that's good.
So like some things that you might do for people based on what their sales love language is. So words of affirmation, they would love things maybe like case studies, right? So storytelling, like making them feel good about what they can expect the experience to be like, right? And some people feel differently about case studies. Sometimes I think they're BS because you're like, hey, dude, it's always going to depend who's using the tool and in what way or, whatever. But some people love it. It makes them feel really good and cozy. And also giving genuine compliments about their business. Nothing that's made up, but for instance, if you are trying to maybe get your foot in the door with someone who's words of affirmation and you're kind of monitoring either their LinkedIn or what's going on their website, like, oh my gosh, hey, I see you guys are like hiring. It looks like you're growing. Congratulations. That's so exciting. Whatever. But just doing that with a genuine thought in mind.
That's really good.
So that's what I came up
with. Can I add something to
Oh,
one of the things you said? Because that's
course.
a really good, I loved what you said.
Thanks.
And here's a way to help you when you don't know for sure. Let's do the case study thing. Let's say you're selling to B. Neal.
Yeah.
And you go, hey, so there's a case study that we have. It's very similar, a consulting practice that was growing and all this stuff. And I've got two versions. I've got like a thorough, all the detail. If you've got someone that wants to read it all. I also have a summary page. I can send both, either or neither to you. You tell me. I go, send me the summary page. You're like, perfect. See that? Give some people some choice, and they opt in a little bit. Or I go, you know what? My wife, she's our CEO. She loves that she's gonna be asking me all these questions. So go ahead and send me both. I'll give the detail one to her, and then you're getting all this info about what your prospective clients' love language is.
Exactly.
Fun,
Great
right?
clues into things, right?
Yeah.
And the same thing with like, okay, so I wrote down quality time, and I was thinking about this, and I was like, yep, that's me. I love it when people are asking me very insightful questions and they don't go straight into the pitch, right? They're asking about me and my business and my process and like really taking the time to get to know me.
Yes.
I'm like, ooh, that feels
so good, right? It doesn't matter what they're selling, right?
Yeah, I'm like, I'm buying.
Get
Let's
over
go.
Here. Give me a cigarette.
That's after the sale.
Oh my God. My bad, bro.
Valentine's
What
Day
else we got?
themes.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, we still spicy in here.
So then I wrote acts of service.
Okay.
This is kind of an obvious one, right? They're the people who are going to be like, hey, can you give me like a complimentary audit?
Yes.
Can you, maybe tell me how you would approach this if we work together? They're usually going to ask for something up front, right?
Interesting.
Like a little bit of a give.
Yes.
And so you're like, okay, acts of service. I got it. Maybe some like complimentary consulting. Like, hey, let's do a quick little review of X, Y, and Z. If I were in your shoes, I might consider doing A, B, and C. You know
so
what I'm
funny.
saying?
Totally. And did you say acts of service is your lowest?
No.
Gifts is your lowest.
Gifts is my
Acts
lowest.
of service is my lowest.
Oh, okay.
And as you're talking, I'm like, oh my God, no. We don't need to practice. I don't need you to do some free work.
See?
Like, let's freaking go. If we're going to go, let's go. And if we're not, let's
it.
don't. And that's you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
It's
and
so funny.
That
isn't
checks
it?
out. And other people are like, absolutely. They want this sort
They
of
do,
like, to
yeah.
them, it feels
Try
like
it
a
out.
proof point,
Yes,
whatever. The other one I wrote down, gifts. I don't love this one. This is why I hate gifts. This is why I was writing these down and I was like, I hate all of these. Discounts, trials or extensions, actionable or helpful resources.
Yeah.
Those don't do anything for me
Interesting.
whatsoever.
That's very interesting.
I'm
Now,
like, no.
can I ask you a question?
Yes, please.
What if you said no to that? Can I ask you a question? No, you may not. So we get lots of kudos from this from our clients. We're really good gift givers at BZ, at Blind Zebra. We're very thoughtful. We use software for that. The old sponsor, the old Huddle. And they're very thoughtful things. If something was very thoughtful for you, so if you mentioned you went to Butler and you were in the theater program,
and
nice. We sent something over that was like that, you would like, that's thoughtful and nice.
Totally.
Is that good?
Totally. That's yes.
So careful don't be overly absolute with all these things.
That's
even with me,
point.
like if you're not give me any detail.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
That's
I think
a great
sometimes
point.
we're a little overboard. I know I am, of playing to the audience too much. Maybe we lose a little authenticity there.
Yeah, that's a great point.
And then I think if I'm giving a gift and then I understand you like efficiency or something like that, I might look for a gift that creates efficiency for you, whatever that is, right?
That's why this is so funny you say this, because I traditionally hate swag.
Yeah.
Like, you go to a conference and someone's like, do you want these socks that are branded for our company? I'm like, absolutely not.
Yes.
That's so wasteful. It's going straight to Goodwill. Other people love it.
Yes.
Now, versus if something was like useful.
Yes.
And I'd be like, oh my gosh, that's so helpful. What a great idea. Thank you so much. But things that aren't useful, I don't have any time for.
So one of the things we gave away, we got some kudos for this, was one of those little tabletop stoves that you roast marshmallows on.
Okay, that's cute.
And if I sent you a little tabletop stove and I said, hey, this would make a great little centerpiece for you and Derek to have convo Friday nights, roasted marshmallows, having some wine.
Totally.
Now we're getting into your love language of quality time, It's a gift.
I like
you're
it.
and then we're tied into your love language.
Yes.
Oh my God, these Blind Zebra people are so thoughtful. They sent us this thing that we could sit and roast marshmallows on. It's fun. It's in a picture. So that we're listening. If you're listening to this, think of this creative connection thing of like, oh man, how do we dial these things in? And do not treat everybody the way that you want to be treated.
Right.
That's
It's not
the goal.
It's not an absolute. Now, okay, real quick, because we went through words of affirmation, at least some of my ideas. We went through acts of service.
One doesn't count in business. Let's be honest.
That's what
Can't do physical touch. Like, give me a hug. Come here, baby. Come here. Come to Dada. No, sorry, Margaret.
I wrote these down, and you'll see that there is one that's just blank. And I was like, I'm gonna ask Brian.
Yeah. That doesn't count.
But okay, can we?
There's
get
a thing,
creative?
though. Well, okay.
Because you
thought you
said
were going to go somewhere else.
No. You said that physical touch is your love language in your personal life.
100%.
Is there a way that there is a connection to that somehow in business? The same way that we were talking about how I'm like, hey, I don't really love gifts, but you made the great connection
Without getting sued?
A gift. Without getting sued?
No. So here, probably not is the answer. Now,
Okay.
there is a thing that's a whole other thing about shaking hands, knucks, or hugging. Forget boy, girl, it doesn't matter. Like just
Wait,
the
I have an
greeting of
idea.
people. Let's hear it. I'm ready.
idea.
You're dancing. This is the idea dance. It's Margaret's idea dance.
What about sending a video email?
A video email would be great.
I know that that's like not
hey,
exactly
that'd be great.
it, but
but
you're
it's
still, like,
close.
it's connection.
There's some movement to it. Yes.
Exactly,
There's some
where you're
movement
like,
to it. It's
oh my
interesting.
Gosh,
It's
this like
interesting.
makes me feel
Yes.
like I'm interacting with you,
Yes.
even though we can't be in person,
But
and
even
though you're not touching me.
No, but even like without being like this. I don't want to try to be weird with this, but literally like if someone, if I give a
We're
client a
beyond
hug,
that, by the
yeah,
way.
but even like a guy gives bros hugs.
Yeah,
I'll give bro hugs to my client. You know, the ones once you get
yeah,
to that place.
totally.
I mean, that's a thing for me, like a connection point.
Yes.
Our business coach, I give him a full on hug. I love this guy, and
Yeah.
he's a hugger. And so you did it the other day, man. I said, love you, brother. You too.
That's
we
so
hug.
funny. I
so
love
that
it.
that fills that. I'm like, man, I feel really good connection. What?
This is funny to me because I actually love high fives.
Oh, yeah.
And I found out your wife
hates them.
hates them.
Hates
I
high fives. She
forced
doesn't know
her
what
to
to
give
do.
me a high
Yeah,
five
she doesn't
once,
like
and
'em.
she was like,
She doesn't like them. No.
it was like I had just spit on her.
But there are also people, you're kind of like this a little bit, that are touchy when they're talking to you a
Yes.
little bit. You do this.
Totally,
And
I
that
do. I'll
for
be
me
like,
is a
"Oh
sign
my
of
God,
like that, even that
yes."
little thing right there,
Right.
it's not like weird.
No.
But it's a sign of it's a love language for me.
Yeah.
It tells me that
Oh,
we're
that's funny.
safe and
We're
close. Does that make
connected.
sense?
Yeah,
100%.
I like
Yeah.
it.
Versus the person that stands, that can't get in your personal space.
Right.
That's weird to me.
Yeah,
Now, I don't want
you know.
close talkers. That's not what we're talking about.
No.
So slippery slope on the topic, but it's a thing. It really, I mean, it's a thing.
Yes. No, well, and that's literally why I was like, I'm going to leave that
It's
one
weird. Yeah.
blank.
Yeah. Probably not. So,
For love languages
but
and sales.
for sure, we're not going in like, hey, before I get out of here, you got work. I got a little nut in my left shoulder. You gonna digging an elbow in there
Get
for me?
that
No, we're not doing back rubs.
got the
No,
sale.
thank you. Exactly. That was a good topic, Margaret.
Thanks. I thought you would like
Way to
that.
go. I love it.
a
Yeah.
theme. I hope you guys liked it too, and have
Yeah.
a wonderful Valentine's
And we're going to
Day.
do another Valentine's because it'll air afterwards, but we'll bring the love back. That's what
Stay
we'll do. Is that cool? All right.
tuned.
See you next time. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.